Alright, fellas, so today's video, we're gonna get into how to update your looks, okay? This is a somewhat of a complicated subject because it's not a one step process and it takes time, okay? So it is somewhat complicated, it is somewhat difficult, but I'm here to break it down in a way that is best made simple, right? Because we want to be able to understand life simply. God God is simple, the devil is complicated, okay? So we're trying to break things down and understand life on simple terms. So when it comes to your looks, you need to understand that like many things, it starts with you and you actually hold a lot of the power and the potential already. Okay? So you actually don't have to do a ton of work, okay? It's not one of these things where beauty, for women, for example, is understood that plastic surgery and makeup, artificial things will be the standard of beauty. But you have to understand that actually you, as a human being created by God, have beauty. You haven't tapped into it. Okay, you have beauty already. You just need to tap into it, basically. And as a man, especially, it's much more simple than a woman, of course. Women are hit with mass waves of propaganda, giving them false senses of beauty and false ideals. Okay, but as men, we have a much more simple process of looks. Okay, so when it comes to looks, you need to understand that it starts, for one, you need to build yourself a masculine frame. You need to look like a man. So you don't have to be 6 feet tall, you don't have to be 200 pounds, but you need to have some definition. You need to have some muscle, okay? Like, you need to be able to walk into a room and be identified as a man, okay? That is the number one. That's one of the first steps, okay? So women will not respect you if you don't have the look of a man who can provide, protect, and lead. Okay, you need to be the image in her mind of what a man should be. Okay, so that's number one. You need to go to the gym. Okay, number two is eat. You need to eat a diet that is going to allow your body to thrive mentally. So this is going to, when you're eating good foods, you're mentally healthy, okay? So that means you're then able to make better decisions. But obviously that's one thing, but then looks wise, you obviously will look healthier, okay? A big part of attraction is actually your health. So it's not about your features. It's not about as much about your physical features. It's actually about a lot of the health indicators. So a lot of times your face your face will is a telltale sign of how healthy you are. Okay, so if you have clear skin, if you have clear eyes, if your eyes are not foggy, uh, if you have a nice jawline, if you have if, if your hair is healthy, like these subtle indicators, if you don't have wrinkles and you're not sleep deprived. I personally am kind of sleep deprived, so I can't really embody that, but at the moment, but yeah, so your face gives off a lot of these indicators, and it comes from exercise, it comes from diet. So when we look at diet is basically broken down into, especially as a man, you need to have enough protein. So you need to have, I think it is, you need to have at least half your body weight in protein a day. I think it's something like that. That's if you're going to the gym constantly. If you're not going to the gym, you should probably just eat meat in all three meals that you have. I think that's always a good way to put it. I think you need to eliminate meals where you're eating banana for breakfast, or you're having a hot dog for dinner, or like you need to have full complete meals. You need to have 3 of them at least, okay? And I think starting out, if your diet is not at a place it should be, you need to eat even if you're not hungry, okay? So you need to eat 3 meals a day. You need to eat enough meat, enough vegetables, and enough carbs. Number one is meat. Second would be carbs. So with every meat, you should have a rice or a pasta. And then for a veggie, you can pick whatever veggie you want, but a veggie is not really necessary. Like, you don't need to always have a veggie. A good one is avocado. It's high in fats and stuff like that, and it's also good for just your skin. It tastes good. It's, there's certain vegetables that are kind of like pointless, like eating bell peppers or eating celery. Like, you can go without those vegetables, okay? So there's certain vegetables that are more, like I said, avocado is a good one. Zucchini is sometimes good if you grill it, but yeah, so for the most part, you can actually get the majority of your nutrients out of meat. So like red meat and fish and red meat and fish especially are high in a lot of nutrients, high in good fats. Remember, like, fats are actually good for you. There's a misconception that has been fed to you your whole life that meat, like protein, fats, are bad for you, and grains and these processed foods that are made by companies are good for you. Like, cereal is not a health food. Do not eat cereal. It's not natural. It's not healthy. Okay? Your breakfast, if you really want to commit and be serious about this, your breakfast should be bacon, eggs, and toast. Okay? Like, if it's not bacon, eggs, and toast, then just fast the morning. Nothing else is worth eating in the morning except for, like, you can mix it up. So you don't always have to have bacon, eggs, and toast, but you can have, like, just make sure eggs are a part of your breakfast, pretty much every breakfast. Like, you can kind of switch it up, maybe have some oatmeal with eggs in it and bacon, but like, starting out, like, just make sure you have enough eggs. Eggs are an absolute, like nutrient bomb. Like, it's just an absolute like superfood. Okay, it's so easy to make, it's cheap, it's perfect. Okay, you need to have eggs in your diet. Red meat is another one. Red meat's a bit more expensive, but you can get like ground beef pretty cheap, and you can get some like cuts of steak that are relatively cheap. So there's ways you can work around it. I mean, tuna is obviously a very cheap option too, like high in protein, very cheap. And yeah, you need to get enough calories in your system. Like, I know for myself, when I was younger, I was eating healthy foods, but maybe I wasn't eating enough food. You need to have enough calories in your system, okay? So everybody has a certain amount of calories that they burn. Okay, so for me, it's 3,000. I burn 3,000 calories without doing a single thing in the day. That's just how many calories I burn naturally just existing, okay? So that means if I eat less than 3,000 calories a day, I will lose weight or I will burn fat, basically, right? Which is not a bad thing, right, if you want to stay lean. But at the same time, if you want to gain mass, you need to eat more than your basal metabolic rate is what they call it. So how many calories you burn just by living, just by existing, okay? You need to figure that out, search it up, find out that number, and then once you get that number, you need to hit that number or exceed that number. And from there, you just be healthier. Like, when your body has enough nutrients, enough energy, and enough calories, everything works better. Everything is in unison. Everything is working in harmony. And that is a big deal, okay? I think a lot of times you're just malnourished, man. Like, you're hitting the gym, you're trying your best, but you're malnourished. You don't have enough nutrients. Your body doesn't have enough carbs and enough energy so that you can achieve what you want to achieve, okay? And that's going to come out in your looks, and that's going to come out in just your day-to-day life. Like, so yeah, with looks, that's a big part of it. So you want to just look healthy. Eating enough food will make you look healthy. It'll give your body what it needs. And then on top of that, you need to cut out soft drinks, and you need to drink water. Like, water 95% of the time. Like, don't drink anything else. Everything else is bad for you. Maybe have a little bit of juice every now and then, orange juice or something in the morning, like a shot of orange juice. But if you are committed to getting yourself to look healthy and attractive, just water. Trust me, only water. And drink enough water. Drink water with every meal, and then in between meals, if you're thirsty, drink. Okay, that's the only thing you should be drinking. Nothing else. Okay, that's it. Um, and then if you want to get really technical with it, when it comes down to food, just understand that processed foods are should be avoided if you can. Every now and then fast food is good because it has a lot of calories, but in general, when you're starting out, try to avoid processed food as much as possible, and avoid seed oils. So anything like canola oil, rapeseed oil, like whatever. There's a bunch of them, like vegetable oil. All these oils are bad for you. All of them are processed. All of them are not natural. Do not ingest them. Okay, these seed oils, fun fact, they were first used for like machine lubricant. Okay, vegetable oil was first used as machine lubricant, and now they put it in your food. Okay, so if you are serious about your life and your health, do not eat this. Do not ingest it. It's not good for you. Olive oil, butter is pretty much all you need. That's all you should be taking in. That's all you really need. And then so then that'll make things easier. Like your body, like once you put the right food in your body does a lot of the work actually. I think nowadays there's this big misconception that like getting attractive and getting good looking is like a hard procedure that only a few can achieve. You have to wake up at 5 a.m., you have to run, you have to hit the gym every day, you have to, eat all this, like a massive amount of protein. You just need to live a healthy lifestyle that your body can then facilitate and work out what it needs to work out. Your body can do a lot of the work here. The problem is you are a bad machine operator, and instead of giving your body gasoline and oil and making sure everything's working right, you're giving, if the analogy is you're a machine, you're giving your body, you're pouring in like Coca-Cola into the car. Okay, like you need to put in the right fuel into your body. Once you take care of putting in the right fuel, your body will do a lot of the work here, man. Like, give yourself a break here. Eat what is right for you, what is necessary. There's more I can talk about with food, but that is what we will touch on with food today. The last part probably, it's a smaller part, I think, but sunlight is a big one. I think sunlight boosts your testosterone. It's good for your skin. It's good for your vitality in general. As far as looks go. And I think hair is part of it too. I think, again, like I said, it's not about your features, it's not about your genetics necessarily, it's about your health. So do you look healthy? Attraction is about looking healthy, and that also includes skin and all this and looking healthy. But hair is a big one. So hair, for me, what has worked best for me, there's a few products that I have that, I just use a shampoo and a conditioner, but I'm very picky about which ones I use. And basically it comes down to maybe shampooing and conditioning maybe once or twice a week. And also cold showers. So cold water is very good for your skin, and it's very good for your just metabolism, and very good for your hair. So that is also something you should think about with your hair. Cold showers will really do your hair a service. And then from there on, man, like it's not that complicated as a man. Like as a man, you're very fortunate that your looks are not your main source of your main source of what's the word, like value, right? Like it's important, right? To get your foot in the door, looks are important, but you need to understand that they're not everything. They do mean something, but they're not everything. They mean something if you don't have them, but once you do, it's not a huge deal. But again, if you follow what I've said here, I think you're going to make a lot of steps in the right direction. I'm definitely going to be talking about this more, in videos to come. And if anybody has like particular things that they're wondering about, questions, I can answer those in upcoming videos if you put your questions in the comments below. And yeah, so we'll continue this discussion, and I think man, take some pressure off yourself and understand that it's a process. It's gonna take time, but you put enough of this advice into action, and trust me, man, you're gonna see certain results. Like, you're gonna surprise yourself. So I hope everybody stays hopeful and stays persistent, because it's you're gonna see results, man, and I'm actually excited for people to understand their potential here, right? You're not stuck in whatever position you're in, right? So it's good.